Kincaid, it's going to be a good game. I've played this game many years ago. I remember that this game was somewhat incomplete, animations, the map, and the gameplay. But now, when looking back at it again, it looks like it has a good potential. I mean, there are still things that are not finished yet, but you can tell that this game has a ton of support from other people now. Like I say, I remember that the map was really small when I first played the game, but now the map of this game is just huge and introduce new animations, and the way for you to see the animations or the slittings was getting hit. When you got hit by an enemy, your stun bar above you was going to get filled, and if you got stunned, the enemy will do some slittings to you. But now that's not anymore. So what happened to the silliest things? I realized that every time you beat an enemy, it just falls down, and when it's unconscious, you can walk towards them and just press E, and the animations will play as normal. And I think it's okay. I mean, I don't mind. If you want to just see the scenes, you can go ahead and get closer to the enemy without having to get hit on purpose. They also introduced new characters, and obviously new enemies, and new interaction, like this red bug. I don't know what they are, but I remember that you couldn't kill these bugs. They were immune to any type of damage, but now you can. I was surprised as these enemies could now be killable, even though they don't have any type of animations. But yeah, I just was surprised by this fact. But now, talking about the game. While playing the game, I recognized some parts that were there before, but what I didn't understand is that I couldn't find any upgrades. You see, it's used to be different upgrades that you unlock while you traveled across the map, and you had some dashes, heal upgrades, and also a blaster or range attack. And the only thing that I found was the range attack, that it was in a weird zone that has these goats enemies. They're somewhat annoying, but yeah. And I don't know why it's only there, but yeah, the zone is probably just a placeholder. But I don't really know. But like I say, when I was playing, I did not find any upgrades. Maybe I'm bad at the game, or I was unlucky. I just didn't find that. Maybe they were not implemented yet, even though they were there before, but I don't know. Also, the game has an option that is an easy option. It's there if you just want to see a history, that I'm going to talk about it later. But yeah, you can use this item that you have in your inventory, and it makes the game easier, I think, because well, I don't like easy games, so I didn't use it. But hey, if you want to have a casual playthrough, you can use this option. Also, it was challenging. Why? Because I didn't remember that I could heal myself. So you can see that I am stuck in a part of the game and I couldn't get through because I had one hit until I remembered that I can heal myself. But overall, it's not really that hard. It's just a platform game. But what it's more challenging are the bosses. You see, this wolf dude, I remember fighting this guy before and I beat it. But the way I beat it was because I had upgrades, and when I encountered this guy now, here in the new update, I just couldn't. You can see this guy is beating my ass here, so I did remember some attacks, but he also had some new attacks. I think that the wisp attack that this guy does is new, or at least I don't remember that attack. But yeah, so he beat my ass. I mean, I could grind that out, but I wasn't going to do it because maybe you need to have upgrades. But I went in the fight without anything, so yeah. But I at least can say that the wolf is still in the game. They also have new enemies like these birds. They have an interesting mechanic. They hit the floor and a laser comes down to where you're standing trying to hit you. Also, this tiger wolf, I don't know what he is, but he's not that new, but he is still pretty cool. So yeah. Also, the gods from before, they're annoying, but overall these new enemies are good and have great animations if you only care about that. But what I will say is that these two new enemies, they are not complete yet, because you can see that the goats have missing animations. I don't know, but yeah, you can see it there. But the way you get to them is also a little bit confusing, because while you explore, you encounter this portal that is new, and I was curious. why was this portal here? And when I enter, I found myself in a new zone with the birds. Immediately I noticed that this game is all over the place. It doesn't have a complete history, but I can tell that they improved because the game before it was a mess. It didn't have any type of history, it was just running around the map and looking at the scenes. But now it has more content, but it's just spread out. What I mean is that it's a little bit confusing. I understand, because it's not the full game. And you can tell it's not the full game because when you go to the kobold village in the trees, I don't remember the name, but when you go there you can talk with the villagers and you can see some scenes that you are supposed to unlock when you complete a quest, challenge or whatever. I don't know, but you are supposed to see them when you complete it. But you can see it now, because well, it's not complete, it's like a preview of the scenes. But that makes me think that it seems like it's going to be a good game. I haven't completed history because I don't really think is there anything else right now, so keep that in mind. So yeah, you play as Kincaid. I don't know if this is how you pronounce her name, I hope so. But yeah, you are Kincaid, a blonde girl, and you go to this planet searching for what I think it was a magic stone, or something that has to do with magic. And when she arrives, she encounters a kobold and it moves away from her, and then she starts to follow him, and after some time you follow this kobold, you find another kobold, like this girl looking to other kobolds. She's their queen and she wants to invade the village of the good kobolds. And you can see her using some type of magic with the crystal that she has, and it makes the kobolds a little bit like crazy or powerful, I don't know. And so on, you continue your journey until you find a village from the good kobolds. It's a village in the trees, or it looks like that, and from there you have to go talk with the queen of the village. And she tells you that the problem that their tribe has with the opposite tribe. And I guess that's where the history ends, because she tells you to go to the lower part of the village or tribe, and when you go there, well, you just find enemies, some things, and that's all. What I'm trying to say, it's the end of the history for now. It does not have a ton of content right now, but I mean, it does have a ton of content, but it's not connected between each other. Also, I wanted to mention that I don't know if it's my computer or what. When I played this game before, I remember that it looked better. It's just that it looks a little bit low quality. I don't know if it's just me or what, but it just doesn't look like it used to look. I may just be insane, but I don't know. I also found out that you can softlock yourself, and it was not nice. I was talking with the villagers until I saw this little fella, and I think it's supposed to work like a fast travel. And I talked to him, and because I didn't have other locations unlocked, I couldn't fast travel to any place, and I was stuck in this menu, and I couldn't close it. I tried everything. I pressed every key, I pressed every button, but nothing. And I swear, I just couldn't get out of this menu. So beware of that if you want to play the game. But what about the silly scenes or silly animation? They are alright, you know? I'm talking about the scenes that play during the game. You choose to do things with the enemies, not the scenes that unfold when you complete a certain quest or mission or whatever, because those scenes are really good. I just have one problem, is where are the other scenes? And I'm talking about that when you lose in the old version of the game, because every time you got hit by an enemy, you got stunned, and when you were stunned, the enemy will approach you and do the thing. And when you don't have any health left, and they go towards you, and the animation ends, it shows you a scene of what happened, like a game over scene. But now when you die, you just respawn, no scene, no nothing. I don't know if they are still there, I hope so. The only thing that I was able to saw were the ones that are with the friendly kobolds. So yeah, I hope that they were going to keep those scenes in the game, because they were nice. But yeah, do I think you should play it right now? No, not really. But not because it's bad. It's just that it's not complete. But if you still want to try it out right now, go ahead. I mean, it's good. And the only reason why I wouldn't recommend it is just because it's a little bit confusing. Like I say, it's all over the place. But when this game comes out fully, you should really try it out. And well, that's it for today. and see you next time.